Good people, what's up? You know what's happening. You know what time it is. Your volume's up. This is Blazing Takes. I am, of course, Rick Blaze, and I'm joined by my regular co-host. And we are the #1 show in SimWorld. I say it at all times. Siege, good to have you back, brother. How are you?
Good to be back. I missed it. And, yeah, I'm ready to get back rolling. You know, Yales did his best, but it's not quite the same. So glad to be back.
There you go. I'm with you, man. I'm glad that we are back in stride again. I'm, of course, on the road. Siege is in the studio. I'm about to pull up to a Chick-fil-A while we doing this thing. I'm kind of hungry. But Siege, let's get into our first topic.
All right, man. So first thing we're going to talk about, it was a big hot topic this morning, and, you know, we all saw it. It carried through a couple of things, but let's talk Arthur Lattimore. Someone posed kind of the question, is he a game changer at the next level? Is he a game changer even at this level? What can he be, and what is he?
Man, that's a good question. It's a loaded question. Is he a game changer at this level? I would say no. Okay. I don't think he wrecks the game enough in a variety of ways to be a game. At this level, to be a game changer, I feel you have to wreck the game on both ends of the court. It might not be equal. You know what I mean? You might not be a great offensive guy and a great defensive guy, but you have to at least be above average in both. So, I don't think he's above average in defense.
Well, then, so Rick, before we get into the rest of it, I'll ask you a quick follow-up question just on what you just said. Is Trey Hyman a game changer?
He's closer to a game changer, yes. He's closer to the game changer, yes, than Arthur Lattimore, yes. Because he's above average on both sides of the floor. Unless
you think he's above average on offense? At least in the past season, I know he's been working on his game, but we haven't seen it yet. You think offensively he's above average?
Yeah, I think he's above average. Now, the only exception are the players who are so dynamic offensively that there's nothing you can do with, like in the Japhet Towns. There's nothing you can do with him offensively.
All right, so I can get with that.
He's the only exception to. He's not very good on both sides, but he's so good offensively that you as a defense, you have to say, we got to know where he's at all times. I don't think defense are saying, we got to know where Arthur Lattimore is at all times. I think Arthur Lattimore is going to get his in one-on-one situations. I don't even think, to be honest with you, I don't even think defense is going to send double teams at him. If you don't command a double team or a game plan for, then you're not a game wrecker. I mean, I think that's pretty simple to me. If you don't demand a double team, or if you don't demand teams a game planning specifically for you, then you're not a game wrecker.
I see. For me though, I know he didn't command many double teams last year, but I think that was a mistake that he didn't. I mean, the guy averaged over 18 points a game, and it was really
but his team still lost, so it wasn't really a mistake.
Well, sure, the team still lost.
He got him, and they still lost, so it wasn't really a mistake. I don't think.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I see what you're saying, but so yes, is he a game changer? I don't know. Do I expect that he has elevated his game over the offseason? Yes, and I think he will be a game changer this year, and I think he definitely has the potential to be one at the next levels if he can kind of get that versatility that you think he's missing. If he can get that a little better, a little higher, do a couple things a little bit better, then I think he is a game changer. Because, I mean, he is one of those guys who is that dominant down low. He absolutely is.
I'm sorry, Siege. You're not finishing my Chick-fil-A order. You're correct. I don't be lying. I think I be lying. Yes, I agree. But he can be that guy on the next level. But let me say this. I have to say this because Yales drives me crazy with this pump. He is not nowhere near Carmelo Anthony. And let me take it a step further. He's probably never going to be Carmelo Anthony. Why do I say that? Because usually guys with skill sets like Carmelo who shoots that well, they've been shooting that well since high school. They didn't start shooting that well in college. There's no way your growth of shooting grows. That's not normal. That means they already have that skill set in their bag right now. It might not be developed completely, but you can already see them triple threat, jab step, jumper, come off the wing, three-pointer, jumper. They already can do that. He doesn't do that right now. So how are you going to assume he's going to take something he doesn't do at all and all of a sudden becomes fantastic at it in the next few years. That's not likely to happen.
I mean,
Yes.
nobody should be compared to Carmelo Anthony. That's just not really a fair thing to do.
Luffy is. If you seen Luffy play, Luffy has
I still
every.
don't think anybody needs to be Carmelo Anthony.
Luffy has and Luffy has all. He's not Carmelo, right? He's not Carmelo right now. But I can see the jab step. I can see the jumper pull up. I can see the post move turnaround jumper. He has all that in his arsenal already. Is it Carmelo accurately? Probably not. I'm sure it's not. But it's already there. So I can improve what's already there. But to say somebody's going to have something that they create, I dare you to find me a coach that says, "Oh yeah, watch out for out the lattermost jump shot." I dare you. You won't find a coach to say that. You will not find one.
I'm not gonna go looking for that. I'll tell you that.
No one's looking for him shooting a jump shot. So you're not. So again, I'm not. This is not a dig at King Arthur because I love King Arthur. I think he's a top 5 player in the league. Right? I'm not. It's not a dig at him. But let's call it balls and strikes. That's not what he is.
All right. I mean,
could he get a jump shot? Sure. But I think on the next level, I think his game is going to continue to grow. I don't think he's reached the ceiling of his game by far. I think he can be a monster of a basketball player. Again, I say prime-time Larry Johnson. That's not a knock on him. So in the college level, I think he can become a wrecking player. On a pro level, I think he can become a dominant player. I don't think he's that dominant player right now. I think teams are saying, we're going to let my man King Arthur get his in a one-on-one situation, and then we're going to just try to win it as a team.
All right, that's valid. And like you said, I mean, if he can become a guy whose defense kind of matches his offense impact-wise, then we've got like a real game changer on our hands.
And now you're talking real game changer talking. Now you're talking about he can give you, 18, 20 on one end, and he can block 2 or 3 shots on the other end consistently.
All right.
All right. So if he gets that, or like I said, get a consistent jumper, which he doesn't have, which no one's respecting right now, regardless of what anybody outside their mind is saying. I haven't seen it. Please show me more than one time. Then we can start talking about him really dominating.
All right.
Facts over feeling.
I'll let us leave it at that because I think that's some good points made. I personally think at this level he is a game changer. He can be anyways. It's all going to depend on the coaching and the scheme and the roster that's built around him. But I think he's got the talent and the ability. So moving on, let's talk about this. This was some pretty big news we heard today. A while ago, Bryce James, who was told LeBron was pulling him out of SimWorld Prep. We got news today. He's back. Showtime re-adding him to the roster. It's not like an open recruitment situation. He's going back to Showtime. They're cutting Juka G from the team to make room for him. But they went out and got Cole Webb to be their number 1 during this offseason. So what do we think of Bryce coming back, and how do we see that meshing together and becoming something that works?
Well, I would like to know if Coach Joyner knew that Bryce was coming back or not. I don't know if he did or didn't. I have no idea about that. But, I mean, it may change a little bit the game plan from Coach Joyner's perspective, but it definitely increases their chances of winning. It gives them another option with Cole Webb and Jarius Bradley, who I think is super and uberly talented. I think Bradley's going to be the one who's going to take the hit for this, which is unfortunate because I think he's uberly talented. I think he could be, with all 3 players, you think about Cole Webb, Bryce James, and Jarius Bradley. Here's a hot take. I think he has the most talent out of all 3 of them.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna see it this season because Bryce has to get his numbers. Bryce has to get his minutes. I'm sure if Bryce is joining Showtime, then there's certain things that the James family has Coach Joyner to agree to in order for Bryce to join Showtime. But it should be a good team. I think losing Juka is going to hurt a little bit, though. I'll be honest. I don't know what point guard they're going to have to facilitate the team. So I think the Juka cut was I don't think that was a good cut. But hey, we'll see how it goes. No excuses, though, Coach Joyner. No excuses. Your team can be winning.
So then my question is, and I know we can say, there's teams that don't have a true number 1 or it's a team game, whatever. But let's be honest, in Showtime and the guys they have, like there is a true number 1. is that still Cole Webb, or do you think Bryce comes in and Bryce is now kind of the? It's obviously probably going to be a 1A 1B thing either way.
Yeah,
But who is
yeah.
that 1A then?
I would take Cole Webb 1A. I think Cole Webb has more in his bag offensively. I think for the most part, offensively, Bryce is more of a spot up shooter, and then he can hit like a turnaround jumper in the post. Whereas Cole Webb can take you off the dribble, he can get his own shot. I don't think Bryce can consistently get his own shot right now. Bryce is a much better defender though.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to operate kind of like how Jason Tatum and Brown operate for the Celtics.
Okay.
Kind of
See,
like each time, each person kind of get theirs, taking turns, type of thing.
I like that. I like that comparison, and I do agree that I think play style wise and ability wise, Cole Webb is the better of the two. But I think when you talk about being a true number one, we talk about this a lot. There's a certain personality and kind of take over mentality and dog in you you have to have on and off the court to kind of be that true number one leader.
Agreed.
Does Bryce maybe have that more than Cole Webb, especially, with Showtime? Does he have kind of that bigger presence?
I might have a bigger presence by default because of name recognition, but Bryce is not a very vocal guy. He's not a very aggressive guy. And I don't think his skill set is all the way there yet.
Okay.
I just don't think his overall skill set is there offensively. Defensively, he's solid. He's gonna pay dividends for them. He makes them better off defensively. But offensively, he's a little bit more than a spot up shooter right now. Just a little bit more than a spot up shooter. So I don't think he's the type you give him the ball, because you gotta understand, if you're a prolific guy and you're the number one guy, that means you can either get your own bucket from the perimeter, or in the post when they drop it down to you, you can get your own bucket offensively there. Neither one of those places, I think Bryce can get his own shot consistently. He can shoot over the smaller guys, but can you give him the ball on the wing and say, "Bro, let's get some wiggle and go ahead and get your own shot"? I don't think so. Not consistently. Can you give him in a post and says, "Man, go ahead, create your shot in the post and go ahead and get the shot off"? I don't know if he can get that consistently. He's more of a spot up shooter right now, but he can grow into it. I just think Webb has a little bit more offensive arsenal right now. So I think you go with Webb. But again, I'll be honest with you, I think Jarvis Bradley is better than both of them offensively. He has a bigger bag than both of them. I don't think we're going to see it. We're going to see what the coach game plan. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Joyner works this out. He has weapons. He has options. But if you ask me who should be the true number one, if it was my team, it'd be Jarvis Bradley. It wouldn't be neither one of those two.
Well, there you go. I mean, there you go. Cole Webb's the one. Jarvis Bradley should be the one, but we got Cole Webb, and let's see if Bryce James kind of maybe expands his game a little bit. We'll find out.
Yeah, let's see. These walk-through fries are really good, by the way.
They always are, but they're only good hot. I don't like them once they get warm.
I agree. I dip it in the Polynesian sauce, and we know. All right, next topic.
All right. Well, you got a pick and roll for me, Rick?
I do. Before we get a pick and roll, let's talk about what we have coming up for the next few days, right? See?
Oh, let's. Thank you for reminding me, Rick. I almost spaced. That's why we need a promo. So what we got coming up for the next couple weeks, actually, BLAZIN Takes, we're going to be taking on, giving you our BLAZIN team previews for the upcoming season. We're going to go one region at a time. We're going to start with a region, do all the teams in that region. To give you guys a little look at the format, there's going to be 2 teams that we go over every day. We're going to give a full-on preview. You're not going to know what teams they're going to be, so you're going to have to tune in and listen to see if we're going to talk about your team. But that's what we're going to be doing for a little while. So don't miss out on those. It's free game. We're going to tell you what they're going to be doing well, who to watch out for, all those things. If you're
we're breaking it down.
We're breaking it down for you. Coaches, we're really doing your work for you. We're doing your work for you, coaches. So,
bro, if you're a coach, you should be locked and loaded to see, so you can start seeing how you need to be game planning for these teams, or when we talk about your team, how other teams will be game planning for you. If you're a player and you about the details of the game and getting better, you should be locked and loaded to be figuring out, so you can say, "Oh, this is what I need to be looking out for when I played this team. So it's something for everybody. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna break this down over a 2-week span, which means we're gonna do 2 teams a day, which means we're really gonna be in depth information about these teams. It's gonna be beautiful. Don't you miss out. Now, pick and roll segment of the day. Really quick, happy Halloween to everybody. It's still the 31st. So really quick, Siege. This is a segment where I pick a topic and Siege roll with it. Siege, what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've worn all time? It can be from a kid to an adult. Your best Halloween costume is what?
Oh, I got it. I did a couple's Halloween costume once. I was Jameis Winston, if you guys remember him back when he was at Florida State. Funny story,
Okay.
I was actually at Jameis Winston's draft party. He grew up with a kid that I
Really?
went to high school with, yep, and he's from Alabama, and they got a real nice property out there. And so he had his NFL draft party there. I was about 15 feet away from the guy when he got drafted. And the person I went with dressed up as a plate of crab legs. So,
wow.
if y'all remember that scandal, he got supposedly caught stealing crab legs from Publix. So that was a good one we did. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, that's cool. I think the best one I was going to do this year, I ended up not doing because I had a little mama that's supposed to fly in, supposed to come into town from New Orleans. She ended up not coming to town, so I ended up not going to the party. But I was going to be Sho'nuff from The Last Dragon. This year. You guys don't know, it's a blaxploitation film. If you know, you know, Bruce Leroy, and I was going to be Sho'nuff of Shogun. So I didn't get a chance to bring out Sho'nuff this year, but Sho'nuff is definitely coming out next year. Sho'nuff.
Well, you'll leave it in the vault. Perfect.
There you go. Hey, let's custom discuss. Let's put it in the chat. How do you feel about the Showtime signing? How do you feel about who is the, one of those players that you just have to game plan for? Is Arthur Lattimore one? Is he not? Who is? Let's custom discuss. Or maybe your favorite costume. A lot to talk about. Let's put it in the chat. We're going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we start off with these teams. We're breaking them down like a fraction. Y'all don't want to miss out. Till tomorrow. Peace.